I want to take us back to the eyewitness account discussion and how the power is in the details. I want you to turn your attention to something that we do on autopilot without thought, and yet doing it differently can really contribute to more good in life. And the topic is maybe surprising, is breathing, or rather breathing below the neck. When putting together this video series, I wanted to emulate what I do with families in real life. And in that preparation for the intervention for the family meeting, I do talk on and focus on breathing as a way to self-soothe and get centered and build self-awareness. And it occurred to me that a meditation on breath and breathing in this series might be useful. It's automatic, as you know. We don't put thought into it. It just happens, the form and function, regardless of if we think of it at all. And this breathing without thought is the norm. It's on autopilot. We go and go and go, and we believe that maybe in a euphemism way that breath is life. We believe breathing in this moment is a balancing act. But I think if we really think about breathing below the neck in a centered and thoughtful way, it can really be a moving meditation. So do something that you probably have never done, but maybe you have. Consider the draw of breath you just took. The one that you inhale deeply down into your belly, letting it just settle before you pushed it out. Now thinking about it, that you're going to get something precious and good back. The pushing out lets you have space to draw in another breath. And then consider how breathing below the neck, which really is my way of saying breathing with thought, focusing on the expansion of the diaphragm, the way that the lungs fill up. We can control how we do it, but we're hardwired for it. We control its form and function in ways if we put ourselves to it. So I believe that breathing is a great way to center ourselves. In fact, I founded in 2000 in New York City, Breathe Life Healing Center, which is an integrated trauma center. In 2013, Breathe Life Healing Center in LA opened, and the vision of that really grew. So the practice of breathing and breath is something that I focused on for a long time. In fact, I wrote a small book on this practice. It's called On Breathing. So I know something about it, meaning I've looked into it. I'm a believer in the value of it, this thing that we don't really think about. And I know that it has the power to regulate our emotions and how we experience life in ways, reduce anxiety. This thing I'm asking you to do is not something that I haven't done many times with other folks, including with the families with whom I work. So that breath is the exhale to what you brought in. It's filling up your lungs full. Really take that extra draw in too, so you really fill up your lungs. Listen to the breath in and then pushing it out. By intentionally, and by that I just mean thinking about breathing below the neck, imagining the lungs filling all the way up. We can pause in the midst of our busy lives, in the midst of chaos and strife, and simply, with thought, breathe. Fill up your belly with cool, clean air. Let it fill you up. You may get more aligned with your heartbeat. You may feel your heartbeat. You may hear it in your ears. If you close your eyes, you might feel the earth supporting you. You might notice the soles of your feet on the ground right now. Steady. In and out. Just push it out. Breathing in this way works to calm your central nervous system even more than just the automatic breathing that we do. The steady flow, this calm, cool, collected inhale and then repeat. The obligation we have to do it. whether we want to or not. Remember, as a boy, I loved holding my breath, and I loved Houdini. I love magic. I love the idea of something magical happening, of the rules being broken somehow. And I learned to hold my breath for a long time as a little boy. And yet, what would end the holding of the breath was the panic of, oh my God, I need breath. Something that we never do when we're just breathing automatically, because we just know it's going to come. When we breathe below the neck, body's intricate machine follows, meaning the knowing of our feet on the ground, the sense that our lungs are connected to the breath itself, that there's actually something in here, these two containers that are drawing and holding and feeding from what we draw in. It's this incredible machine that you have. If you want to know more about this, other than a breathing exercise, or maybe just a breathing exercise, learning how to breathe intentionally, check out On Breathing. It's my short book on this very topic on Amazon.com. It's cheap and cheerful. It gives you an ability to put colored pencils to page as well. There's a labyrinth in it, which I think is kind of cool. Just to explore as a way of self-care. It's one of the most obvious, to me, ways that we take care of ourselves and change our feelings, our state of being. And it's the most overlooked one, I think, hands down, that I see. So just building awareness about it, I think, is a great step. And then building it into a spiritual practice or spiritual exercise, or a daily routine of self-care, just becoming more aligned with its role in your life and fueling this amazing engine that we have, is kind of a cool way to get to know your body and your operating system in better and more useful ways.